This is Berlin calling.
I'm milling about with Meadow Williams, and she stars in American Traitor, The Trial of Axis Sally. Welcome, Meadow. Hi.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So where are you exactly?
Today I'm in California. I fly to Tennessee tomorrow to be with my family. But today I'm in California visiting my sweetheart, who's also in the film. Come here, come here. This is Swen.
Hello. Hey.
Oh, he sounds nice and loud.
Yes, he's got a very strong voice.
It's my deep voice.
Now, had I known you were sweethearts, bring him in.
All right.
I didn't know you were coupled. I thought they were just like throwing him on me. You know what I mean?
No, we're together. We're partners in crime.
So introduce yourself as well.
My name is Swen Temmel, and I play Billy Owen in the movie.
Great. So how did the two of you get involved in this project?
It was a very unusual thing. I was talking to some producers. There were a whole bunch of people on the line. It was like a conference call, and they were saying Robert De Niro has a window that you could work with him in, and he wants to work with you, and there's this much time, and he's got this project he likes. And I'm like, but I don't like that project. So we start fishing around, and it's like, but I don't like those. And then one of the guys who was in the background who hadn't spoken said, what about Axis Sally? And I was like, oh, that sounds good. And they sent me the script, loved it. De Niro did not. And he said,
who cares about him?
My friend Al would love this part. And Al did. It's just what Al is. Vintage, perfect, wonderful Al is him in a courtroom. Nothing better, nobody better to be in a courtroom than Al Pacino. And he was amazing at it. And we loved him there.
Oh my God. It's just like so surreal to be in the same room with him. I don't know how you guys feel.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, I got yelled at by him for a couple of takes, so I know exactly what it's like.
Wait. He actually yelled at you? Like
Well,
yelled?
No, he yelled at me in the scene that we were in the office across from
Yes.
each other. He's a very nice man. He would never do anything like
he's
that
a gentleman. He sent me flowers on my birthday. He's a sweetheart. But when he's in character,
and he gets going.
he is there, and he will definitely let you know what's up. He's going to yell and tell, and his lines, a lot of the lines weren't even written. He just spouts off that crazy stuff that makes those beautiful quotes that everybody loves to quote. He's probably the most quoted actor in all of history.
Yeah.
And
So how do you keep up with somebody like that?
You just got to roll with the punches. If he throws something at you, you better be on your feet and ready to throw some punches back. Yeah.
So what about you? Did you study being an attorney yourself? Was that part of your research?
Yeah. I mean, of course, I looked at, I mean, I didn't do the bar for the movie, but I certainly did some research and some history. And I had the pleasure of knowing Billy Owen's son, Vance Owen, and there was recordings of Billy Owen, so I was able to watch those and learn from those. There's the book that the script is based off of, so there was a fountain of knowledge at my disposal about this character, which was fantastic to have. And yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask Meadow, had you ever done any kind of singing like into a microphone like this before that's in front of me?
Not like that. That is a very different microphone. And I had to go into this studio the way musicians always do, and have the box around me and sing the songs. And I did have this old timey microphone like you have behind you, it was wonderful to have the real items. And you're just holding those going, I wonder where this thing has been, and all the clothing was authentic 1930s and 40s clothing, and the hats and the earrings, everything was real. So you're touching it going, I wonder who wore this and where did this go. And some of the costumes, which the few that were not actually 1930s and 40s, were were complete copies of her clothing, the custom built to the specifications that were described, and some of them were photographed. So they made like the black outfit that with the hat. That one is one that was her custom piece. And they
Oh, wow.
really copied everything. The underwear, everything was an exact copy, and or it was the real thing. And believe me, those were uncomfortable.
I bet you he liked that part.
No, there's too many layers. They have, yeah. Anyway.
They were pretty. They were pretty. I would like to wear their lingerie as like an evening dress because it's really beautiful.
Was your underwear custom designed to, go along with the outfit?
Mine, no, it was not. But it was fun to wear those. I mean, the clothes back then, even though it wasn't even that long ago, I mean, the tie was about this long, and the pants were up to here with the suspenders and the shoes. It was fun to have those different costumes as well. And I was fortunate enough to have a few different changes. It was definitely something that I haven't worn in the past because I love suits and I love to get dressed up. But this was very different from what I usually wear.
And you look very different from this role. I mean, you're very scruffy now and you have more hair. And Meadow, I love that you always change your hair in every
thank
role.
you. Yeah, I do. My poor hair. I use a lot of hair vitamins, ultra hair. It's like how you got to keep your hair healthy. And I take a lot of hair vitamins because they dye it. They actually do. I was white in this movie, and that's very rough on the hair. And they dyed it 8 times during filming. So can you imagine going white 8 times? It's rough on the hair.
Wow, because it didn't take, or why so many
No,
times?
well, we were filming and you couldn't show any roots because back then roots were very out, and her hair needed to be, she was a platinum blonde, and that's what her look was. It always described her as a platinum blonde. So we had to go very, very, very light. And, it was rough on the hair. And they actually told me at one point, you've got to stop using conditioner. Your hair is still in too good a repair. In order to get the height that they had back then, where you can pile the hair out, even with the curling irons and everything, you needed your hair to be a little damaged. So I had to sacrifice for the film and stop using hair conditioner and let them, get it to where it would get that crazy height and that, for the hats and everything. But that's part of it. That's what people wanted back then. And that was the look. So we went there.
Yeah, tell me what each of you, how you feel about sort of the backstory of Access Sally.
Well, I read everything I could read. I listened to her voice on the internet and in different places. You could get some of her recordings. I listened to her. I carried her pictures around with me. They were with my script. I carried them everywhere I went. I looked at her picture every day. I kind of sought to seek the heart of her. And I think I found her. I mean, I was dreaming her. I was dreaming in Berlin and I was dreaming Germany. So I definitely, I learned quite a bit of German too, which they didn't end up using in the film, but they gave me a lot of German to learn. Fortunately, Sven speaks German, so he was helpful.
I was her professor.
Cool. So you're like, 9, you have to say it this way.
Yes, pretty much. It was fun. She got the hang of it, but unfortunately they ended up not using much of
but
it.
they didn't want to. They wanted her to be more Americanized and not show so much German. But I had to learn it. And you put a cork in your mouth and you speak with the German words with the cork in your mouth, and it gives you the proper way of saying it.
How cool. So the first thing I ever learned was Ich liebe dich.
Ich liebe dich.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, I love you.
That's spot on.
And
The
you
best.
did it perfectly.
If you say it right, it can sound very romantic, but
Yes. Yeah, I actually came into the makeup trailer one day, and there was Thomas Crichton with the cork in his mouth, and I was like, aha, I know what you're doing.
she thought I was crazy for making her do that. And I was like, there is a point to this. And then she saw it from him and she accepted it.
Yeah, it was it's a good way to keep your German pronunciation correct.
But working with Thomas was great too.
Yeah, Thomas is quite a man. He's very, very good at being bad.
So how long have you guys actually been together? And was this like a done deal? Like you have to hire both of us or else
No,
we're
no,
not doing this?
no. There just happened to be a great part for a 20-something-year-old guy that was perfect for Sven. If he hadn't been right for it, that that's fine. But he's perfect for it. So we were very happy that the script was already written that way. So there was nothing to worry about. It was perfect. And Al was very accepting of Sven, and he liked him in the read, and
Yeah, I mean, we both had to submit our stuff to Al because,
Al had to approve us. Hmm.
but he liked our work and we loved the story. And then we collaborated together, and working with Al Pacino was incredible. I mean, working with a living legend like him,
Oh, he's
what could
so
be
great.
better? It's incredible.
Oh, I
He's such a
know.
giving actor.
I have to tell you, Meadow, that you and I are 1 degree away from Kevin Bacon.
You know Kevin?
No.
I
Oh,
know
yeah,
Kevin, yes.
Kevin is awesome. Yes, I had to kiss that man many, many times.
I was never that lucky, unfortunately, but I do know the Bacon brothers very well, and yeah,
Oh, the singing. They sing.
yes,
Yes. Oh, so you've actually heard them perform?
I have many, many times.
Oh,
But
that's
I
cool.
wanted to ask you really quick, like, what was the advice that Ron Howard gave you that you've taken throughout your career?
There was a lot that he gave me, but I would say probably the main thing is the collaboration. He brought me into every moment, even though I was so young and I was so new, and there was Kevin Bacon and Ron Howard. They wanted to hear everything I thought about the scene, and he taught me to find your voice and jump in, and just don't be afraid, even if they're legends and you're not, and even if they seem like the greatest thing you've ever seen, to never be afraid. And I was naked, except for little pasties, in front of all these people that I didn't know. And I was really young and really innocent. But he taught me a kind of bravery to always have your own integrity in the midst of everything. And it was just the way he treated me with such respect. And he spoke very softly when he would tell you something. It's almost like you thought it yourself. He would get right in close and speak. And it was just wonderful. And the dignity that he had for everyone on the set, I found to be second to none. And I'll never forget working with him at such a young age, when I was so wide open like a sponge to learn everything, and to see such a great man, the way he kept his set so quiet, even though I'm doing this crazy scene with dressing and undressing and showering and doing all this stuff with Kevin. He kept everyone so respectful that you never noticed. You felt like you're in your own room naked. You didn't really notice that there were people in the room. There was a lot of respect, and I will always respect Ron Howard.
How great. And really quick, Stan, I want to know, like, your first big job where you felt as supported, maybe.
Wow. I mean, it would probably, I mean, I did a lot of films in the past, the action movies, teen romance, but I do feel like this one, American Traitor, was the first one where I do feel like I had my own input, and that input was taken. And working with Al, we rehearsed beforehand, we talked, and it was just, I was sitting there trying to take notes of everything he was saying. I was like, I have to know everything this man is trying to tell me. I can't forget this. And at a certain point, I think we were sitting in the chairs together, and he turns to me and he goes, Sven, don't worry so much. You're a great actor. You're doing a terrific job. Let's just keep the flow going. Don't worry. It's okay. It's going to be good. We're working on this together. We're building together, and you're doing great. And I was like, okay, now let's go. So he gave me the confidence to, be Billy Owen and trust what I learned, what I studied, what I brought to the character, and know that what I'm doing is right. So he's very supportive. And then with our director, Michael Polish, as well, it felt like I was in good hands, and I could trust that they are giving me the best advice possible in making the greatest movie we can.
And Al, we also went to dinner with him many times, and he told us great stories about legendary actors of old time, people that aren't here anymore, like Brando, and different people he would tell us stories about.
Yeah.
And it was just a wonderful experience to be able to work with him and to socialize with him. He's such a lovely, lovely man.
Cool. You're besties now.
Yeah, exactly.
He does call. He does call. I have his name in all caps. When it shows up on the phone, Al Pacino in all caps, I grab.
Thank you guys for joining me. It was really great to meet you, and I'm glad we pulled
Thank
you in, Sven.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be with you guys, and
Lovely
thanks
to
for
be
having
with
us
you.
on.
Thank you so much.
Same. Take care.
All right. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
America is watching.
We must not sacrifice this woman. Patriotism covering up a lynch mob!
Always news. Always refreshing. Always candid. Always milling about. Robin Milling delivers what celebrities are saying to you.